When you hear that you're meant to let go or surrender, what do you think? What comes to mind? Do you think, I have to let go of my children, I have to let go of my family, my spouse, my parents, my friends, I have to let go of my car, I have to let go of my past, I have to surrender, my life, basically? Is that what you think? Because then you would have feelings of, I don't want to surrender that. I don't want to give up my children. I don't want to, surrender my house, my car, and not care where I live, and, not be grateful for my comforts. And I don't want to forget my past. I had a really, really beautiful childhood. I don't want to forget about it. All this stuff. But the thing is, when you are meant to let go and you're meant to surrender, it has nothing to do with the outside. It has nothing to do with the external world, with your family, your living situation, what you own, your past, what your positive memories. You're not meant to give any of that up. What you're meant to give up is control. What you're meant to give up is what's inside of you, what's keeping you stuck. That's what you're meant to give up. That's where you surrender. The surrender is not, I don't care about anything anymore. I let things slide. I turn away and close my heart. No, not at all. You surrender by completely opening your heart and allowing things to just happen. That means you give up control. You give up trying to manipulate everything. You give up trying to be in charge. You give up giving in to your fear. When we, from the inside, when we try and control and manipulate and make things happen a certain way, that comes from fear. We're scared, if I don't do this, everything's going to fall apart. If I don't figure this out, stuff's going to hit the fan. Terrible things are going to happen. And sometimes not just oh God, something terrible is going to happen. Like, I need to have it all figured out. I need to make this happen and that happen. But sometimes underlying that is even the hidden belief of, if I don't do this, if I don't perform, if I don't keep things together, I won't be good enough. I will not be worth it. I will not deserve love. I will lose the people I love. I will lose my security. These people are my security. They make me whole. They make me who I am. And if I don't step up, and if I don't continually control everything, they're going to leave me, because I'm not going to be worth anything. I have to perform. I have to contribute. I have to, there's certain things that are expected of me. And if I drop the ball on any of this stuff, then I'm just not worthy. I think that's a hidden belief that many of us carry, that make it so difficult for us to relax and let go. Because we're not letting go of this job. We're not letting go of raising our children. We're not letting go of, caring how our children grow up. We let go of the fear that if things don't happen the way that they need to, that we think they need to, things are going to fall apart and I'm not going to be worthy. I'm not going to be lovable. I think that's what we're giving up. The lack of trust that life has it all figured out, that things are going to happen exactly the way they're meant to, for the best outcome for us. So for us to unfold and become the best version of who we're meant to be, life has got that figured out. It'll give us exactly what we need to get to that version of us. But we don't trust that. We lack that trust. And that's the leap, that's the surrender, that you do trust life, that you understand that there's something greater than you fueling all of this, making all of this happen. And we have no idea what it is. We have no clue. We can sense it somehow, somewhere. There are signs everywhere. We're scared to really believe them fully because, I'm just going crazy. This can't be. It's like, okay, here's yet another sign, but wow, this is awesome, amazing, I love it. How cool is that? Yeah, but I'm just not yet giving up control, just in case, because maybe I am crazy. And because most people are so blinded and have no clue about this stuff. So, when you start sort of waking up to all of these signs and all of these, even these things that we sense, that you sense suddenly in your, I don't know, body, but also not in the body, but there's just this other dimension opens up that you're starting to sort of sense and grasp. And it's scary because it's different from anything you've ever known and anything anyone has ever told you about or taught you. No one speaks about this. You don't hear about this on TV. You don't hear about it in school, university, your job. No one talks about this stuff. No one mentions it. No one. But then you get these people who take it too far, and sort of ruin it for everyone, where let me read your horoscope and I'm a psychic and let me tell you about your future and I'll read your hand and, just wear these crystals and it'll cleanse you and you'll be better tomorrow. And, it's so on the one side you have these people who have no clue, never heard anything about it, never felt anything other than, just human side of things, 5 senses, hop up in the morning, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to sleep, do it all again. And then you get these people who just take it, they sort of ruin it, they just, here, put this rock on your chest and tomorrow you'll be healthy, So it's hard to surrender. It's hard to ignore everything that you've ever learned, everything that you've ever known, to ignore the noise that goes on around this stuff about, crystals and horoscopes and reading palms and the crystal ball and whatever, to, just ignore that too and just tune into something that's not out there that anyone's doing or believing or whatever, but it's just an essence deep inside that awakens and suddenly there's something else there. And it's not something you're learning. It's not something you're hearing from other people. It's not something, it's not really anything that's coming to you. It's something opening up, coming through you, out of you, into this world. So it's an entirely different, it's on a different level. And it's not about belief anymore either. There's no belief. This isn't something that you can believe or not believe. I think it's more of a just feeling it so much that it just becomes your reality. It just becomes your truth. And then it's just a matter of trust. To trust it or not to trust it. I feel like it's not something you can believe in, if you know what I mean. Because it's so real right there. It's not a matter of belief, but can you trust it? And I think you have to just fully trust it and trust that this is so real. And I understand it on some level that me and my mind, my body and my mind will never understand it. I will never be able to pick it up intellectually and explain to another human being what it is. Because you don't know what it is. You can't, there are no words for it. You can't see the whole of it. It's like as soon as I try and grab it to talk about it, it's gone. I lose it. So I need to stop trying to talk about it. I become quiet. It's like I leave my brain, I leave my mind, and then it's right there. Everywhere, all of it, everything. And then I it's like I allow myself to expand out of my mind, out of my body, and I experience it. It is everywhere. It's me. And then I have to suck myself back down, make myself tiny, teeny tiny into my brain, into my mind. And now from here, from this confined space, I try and talk about it. And you can't. You need to break out of there again and expand. And then it's just there. It just is. How can that be explained? How can I explain this? So what you give up is the confined space of your mind and body. Surrender to the possibility that there is more, so that you can unfold. You surrender to the idea that there's something greater than you that is taking care of everything, so you don't have to. Even if you just hear that, like I just heard myself say that, and something in me goes like, oh, thank God. Like, oh, thank God I don't have to do it, because I have no clue how to control anything. I mean, I spent my whole life trying to control stuff and trying to be happy and trying to make things so that I can be happy, so that life makes sense. And it never made sense. And I was never happy, for short periods, yes, but ultimately there's always the fight for comfort, for just trying to make it right, the fear of, oh God, now it won't be, and now I have to do this and that, and you're just stuck in this very, very tight, limited human experience. So tight, way too tight for any of us to live in. We're not meant to just live so tight in our body. And I think for a while it's quite comfortable living in the body. We sort of grow, we learn. There's so much to experience and learn inside the body and the mind. I think until you reach a point where it becomes too tight and it becomes uncomfortable. And then we have our chance of expanding out of it, beyond it. Because for a while I was quite happy just, being in my body and my mind and just doing life, living life, going through the motions. Even though I was deeply depressed, even though there was struggle, there was also a sense of just being in the moment when I did certain things. It was a distraction, so I used to love watching TV. I loved it. It was the highlight of my day, where I would just think, I can't wait until I have free time to sit and watch TV, to sit and watch my shows. It was the highlight of my life. I loved it so much. I was so happy doing it. I didn't feel I was running away. I didn't feel I had to do something, but I was avoiding it and just watching TV. I was just so happy. I had the freedom of actually watching hours and hours every day. And I did that. And it was to distract myself from my depression, from a deep, deep, deep sadness that I felt deep, deep, deep inside. I mean, it was like the earth, the soil that was meant to grow my plant, my tree, was sadness. It was pure sadness. So anything that grew out of me, it came out of sadness. It's like the foundation of my life felt like it was this sadness, this deep, dark sadness. And even though I had my happy moments, and even though looking back, I was very happy a lot of the time, there was a lot of negative stuff as well, and a lot of stuff that I was simply running away from and distracting myself from. But in the distractions, I was happy, like that. So I was fine living like that life. Then the deep, dark sadness inside that was nudging me to wake up, it wasn't strong enough for me to actually do something about it. I simply ignored. I simply distracted myself, and I was okay. And I think a lot of us are like that when we are younger, in our 20s. It's when I got into my 30s, that's when stuff got real bad. And then it took a while. I think I'm quite strong, so it took a while for life to get me to a point where I cracked open. I endured a lot. So that was, my 30s were a time of intense suffering until the crack. And then it was the light, and yeah. But yes, so I think we can live a long time completely unaware, blissfully unaware of what we truly are, and just moving through life effortlessly, asleep, but, effortless. So yeah, for a while I think we're meant to sort of fit into our body, into our mind, and it's almost like the seed under in the soil, just doing its thing. It doesn't open straight away. You don't see the flower straight away, the seedling. First, it's just marinating. It's marinating in the soil, in the ground, and it takes a while for stuff to happen inside of the seed before it then bursts open. So I think that's part of it. And, when people are in that phase of their life, that's why I think it becomes so difficult. Once you do sort of crack open, you're like, what the hell is this? This whole time I was blissfully living life and everything was fine. And now what the hell is this? It's like when you look around and no one knows what you're talking about, because they're still uncracked. They're still a seed. And so it's funny. It's a bit funny. So I think there's nothing wrong. I think that this needs to be said. I don't know if people are aware. There's nothing wrong being the seed. There's nothing wrong with people walking around not knowing what spirituality means, not knowing what waking up means, not understanding what it means when I say, you're not just body and mind. You're more than that. When they look at you and like, huh? Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, why are you being so weird? I think that's completely okay. I think that's part of the journey. There's nothing wrong with it. It's part of it. You have to go through that. You have to forget yourself in order to remember yourself. You have to. So I think that's a beautiful, it's a beautiful phase of life. And there's so much good you can do for people who are still asleep. You can cultivate their soil. If you have people in your life who are unaware, who are not awake, and you feel like, God, they are not doing their work, or they're not getting it, or they're fast asleep and I need them to wake up. No, allow them, let them stay the seed. Don't crack it too soon. But now is your opportunity to nurture the soil. Change the soil, give it nutrients. Like, there's so much love you can give these people, and they will feel that. The love that you give, the calm that you share, it doesn't go wasted. You don't have to tell people like, this is where I am. Come on, wake up and be there with me. Allow them to be where they are, especially if you've sort of tried and nudged and you feel like, nope, nothing's happening. Let them be, and just shower them with love. Shower them with care, with warmth, with non-reaction. Shower them with all of the stuff that you have discovered. And that's the best thing you can do for a plant, It's the best thing you can do for a seed, to have the environment be healthy and nurturing. And they will grow into the most beautiful plant. Then when you just neglect the soil, don't do anything, and just keep getting the seed out to check, like, come on, are you open yet? Nothing's going to grow there. It's going to be really difficult for that seed to turn into a beautiful, healthy plant when it keeps getting disturbed and no one really tends to the soil that it's meant to grow in. You are that soil for other people. So make it a loving one, make it a healthy one, make it a bright one, a soil that gives and nurtures. That is That is the best thing. That's basically what we're meant to do. Once we are this tree, this plant, this healthy plant that grew, that we finally understand and we see the truth, then our job becomes, let me change the environment for everyone else around me into a healthy environment where others can flourish, where others can become their best version. So we are this environment. We are part of this environment. We are part of the soil, and we make it as nutrient rich as possible. So we just open our heart, be loving, no matter what. Nothing else matters. Anything that's going on, anywhere you are, any person, any animal, any plant, anything that's in your life, you are that surrounding for it, just as it is the surrounding for you. The more love you push out into it and give it, the better everything around you can grow, the better everything around you can shift into this love and become the environment that you yourself need. You change yourself, you change your environment, everything. It's a give and take. Because we're all interconnected, everything's one. You can't go wrong by loving. You can't go wrong by being open and kind and not reacting, but always responding with compassion and kindness. And it all comes back to you because you are feeding your environment with this. Not just yourself, your environment is being fed by this positive energy, and it comes straight back to you. And I think that's all life is about. This is all we're meant to be doing here, to help each other, to give service. So you're not surrendering anybody. You're not surrendering your environment, the environment that you live in. You're not surrendering yourself, even your body, your mind in this world. You're surrendering control, and you're surrendering or reacting to fear, surrendering into this love, into this positive thing that suddenly arose in you, that you've recognized, that you're realizing is you. This positive energy that's suddenly there, you're sort of surrendering into it, trusting that life knows what it's doing and it's taking care of everything. And as you notice it healing you from the inside out and making you so much happier and calmer and more open and more loving, then you can cultivate that and turn it outward into the world, into your environment, to then not only be nourished by it, but also nourish everything that's around you. That's where service comes in, the giving service, looking after others, where you don't just think of yourself, where you're not selfish anymore. You're not this tiny person anymore you have to look after. But you now are not this tiny person anymore. You are so much more. And you turn yourself, that love, that free-flowing love that you have become, that's now flowing freely through you, turning it out into the world. That is your service for the world. That is when people say, go work in a soup kitchen, do something for others, that's good for you. It gets you out of your head. It gets you out of your ego, your me, makes you focus on I give others. But you're not giving soup. You're not giving food. That's not what it's about. It's so much deeper than that. You are pouring out an energy that is nourishing to the foundation of everything that we are, everything that is. That's the real service. And that happens slowly as we awaken. So while we don't have it, it's good to work in a soup kitchen, even though if you stand there and go like, I'm doing something good for someone else, someone better recognize me for, wow, you're so selfless and yet so lovely of you to help. There's still that whole ego play happening. That's okay. That's fine. Because slowly, you're going to notice this. It feels good. Wow, I actually felt good helping these people. it opens your heart, and then slowly you will shift from, I am this person helping someone else because they don't have what I have. I'm in the position to give. I am better than them. They need help. Look at how good I am. You shift from that to, I am them, they are me. I have love. I am giving love. I am cultivating my environment. And the environment is what I live in, so it cultivates me. It's a cycle. It's a circle. There's just, the more love you pour out, the more love that comes back. The more integrated you are. It's that integration too, with the connection. It's all connected by love. The more you send out, the more comes back. The more the flow connects it all. The better you feel. The less alone you feel. The less isolated you feel. The more you become aware of the interconnectedness of everything, and that energy is everything. And your life explodes, and there's more and more love, and it doesn't stop. You don't run out. That's the fun part. The more love you give, the more comes back to you. You never run out of love. It doesn't happen. It's only when you are in fear that you feel a lack of love, that you feel a lack of anything. It's when you are in fear, your heart is closed. So keep opening your heart, keep tuning into that sense that maybe you can't quite explain. Don't shut it away. Don't say, oh, this is weird and no one talks about it, so I won't, because people will think I'm weird. Don't do that. Look at it in your quiet time. You don't have to talk to anyone about it. Just keep cultivating that space, and you do that in stillness. You do that when you are quiet, when you listen into your body, you listen in to what's going on inside of you. So you do that in the silence of your home or wherever you are, where you are undisturbed. And you call it meditation, yes. So you're sitting, you are meditating, meaning you are focusing inward to see what is happening in my body, what can I feel? What's going on? You're following your breath until you drop from your mind into your heart. And it's what is it? It's a something, it's a something. It's a different type of, it's like a spice, something you've not tasted before, something a bit different. That essence, it's a different type of essence, You'll know it when you get there. And you just keep cultivating it. You keep focusing on that. That's where the love is. You just release anything, any thoughts that come, any annoyances, any grievances. Just, nope, that's not what I want to be about. My life is not about that. I want to focus on the good. I only want the good. So the negative will be there, but you will continually say, nope, not anymore. I will not be caught in these loops anymore. I don't want them. I don't like them. They depress me. They make me sick. I deserve better. And you keep doing that and see where you end up.